Hi, welcome to RxMuscle.com. I'm your host, Ian Lauer, and with us today is National Bikini Champion, Dr. Stacey Naito. Welcome.
Thank you.
So today we're talking with you about stage makeup, and hopefully the women are using a bit more stage makeup for their face than the men are.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
Just a little.
So, when it comes to stage makeup, what are we focusing on today?
Today we're going to talk about applying eyeshadow. So with eyeshadow, you want to start with the lighter colors first and then progress to the darker colors. The first thing that you need to do is apply a primer to the entire lid and brow area. This primer will ensure that the eyeshadow does not fall or flake off of your lids. Next, you're going to apply a pale base color. One shade that I really like is by MAC, and it's called Brulee. Another shade that works really well that's also by MAC is called Grain. So again, you're going to apply this light base shade all over the entire brow and lid area. And just make sure it's nice and even. Next, you're going to take usually a light brown shade. That's what I recommend for most ladies. This shade that I'm using right here is called Texture, and it's also by MAC, and yes, I do love MAC shades. You want to concentrate that shadow more towards the outer edge of the eye and right in the crease. Next, you're going to take a pale pink shade and apply that to the inner portion of the lid and also extend up into the brow area. And again, this should be really pale. Just a pale pink just works so well with most skin tones, and it just kind of brightens up the face as well. Next, you're going to take a mid-tone brown shade, and I usually will use Brown Down. There are some other shades that work really well, but like a medium brown shade. You're going to sweep this over the entire lid, going up into the crease, but not past the crease. So as you're doing this, you might want to open your eyes just enough so you can see where the crease actually hits, and then make sure that shadow goes right up into that crease line. Next, you're going to blend. You got to blend everything. You don't want any harsh lines, demarcation between shades. So this blending brush that I use is it's definitely my workhorse. Now you're going to take an even darker brown shade and you want to work it into the crease, and you're going to do what's actually called a 7 or a backward 7. It just looks kind of like a boomerang, so you're going to go from the crease extending out a little bit towards the brow and coming down into and along the lash line. So this will deepen and intensify the look of the shadow. Right here, what I'm doing is I'm taking black. Okay, this is MAC Carbon, which is a fantastic, very saturated black. And what I do is I kind of sweep it over into my lid a little bit. And again, this is all going to be blended, so this isn't going to look as harsh once I get this blended out. But the idea is to get that crease looking as deep and as intense as possible. So here's the blending brush again. I'm just going to blend. And you can never blend too much. That's something I've definitely noticed from makeup application over the years. Right here, what I'm doing is I'm taking a frosty, pale golden white shade. This one is actually called Rice Paper. This is by MAC. What I do is I dot it onto the center of the lid and then extend sort of into the inner margin of the lid. And I also sweep that out along the brow and then blend like crazy. So this will pop the lid and just make the eyes look really bright and give them some depth. Right here, what I'm going to do here is just apply more of the carbon, that deep black. And you can actually go pretty intense with this because on stage it's not going to translate as intense or as frightening as you might see it in front of the mirror. So as long as you blend, you're going to be okay. And right here, there's a little bit of fallout. That's going to get covered up when the foundation goes on. So right here, I'm just trying to take some of that fallout off, but as you can see, ladies, if you had your foundation on, they would be completely ruined at that point, and you'd have to reapply. So this is my rationale for doing the eyes first.
All right, well, that's a lot of great advice when it comes to putting on that stage makeup.
Yeah, and I really encourage the ladies and maybe even the men to rock it with the makeup.
I guess if that's what they want to do. So, thanks for watching us here at rxmuscle.com. Make sure you're tuned back in.